What's up? What's up? What's up? And woo! Yep, doing an impromptu. We got Elongo Savage up in this joint. But I'm only here just to give you the facts and smoke a cigar since I'm in the car outside. Don't have to go to the bar because I got shit everything we need to drink off with the liquor. We got Toya's son. Hey Toya, hey girl. Oh, loving your channel, man. So much of your personality. Oh man, you talk about light up the room personality. Oh man, who else we got? Lewis. We got the snowman in the building. We got Warren G's. We got Singer McFadden, Sean Perry. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is one of those impromptus, so hopefully you don't mind me interrupting your regularly scheduled programming. Who knows? I might come back tonight if I feel like it. But there are some things I have to get off my chest. Hey, Green, what's up? Don't forget to subscribe to Toya's channel because I think she's gonna do great things. Great things. Light Bear, what's up? See, excuse me. I'm gonna light this goddamn cigar, and I'm gonna get to work because I have to get some shit off my mind. And it's two videos, actually three. Two is Kevin Samuels when he's at the table with the drinks with the ladies, and the BGS video where he did at his Black Gnostic channel about the woman on the airplane, black woman. And shout out to my boy Paige from the who I was in QRF with the war. And hold on. I'm back. I'm listening. What's up, brotherly love? What's up? Lino Player One, what's up? I'm just looking at the BGS video and the Kevin Samuels video, and I'm just like, wow, we are all gonna have some simps to say, I've never seen this behavior, or some ladies, I've never seen this behavior in the black community. Do I think it's all black women? No, but I think it's too reoccurring. And there's too many of us who are disingenuous of this behavior. And I say this because there are black women out there. Thank you, brotherly love, for the super sticker. Woo. Starting the new year right. And just to let you know, I'll be doing radio soon. The first show is Monday. We're gonna do our pilot episode Monday. So once we get it recorded, I'll download it on upload it to the channel. But when I'm looking at that incident on an airplane or in the terminal or the shuttle, she's acting a fool. I mean, a whole donkey's ass for not wearing a mask. Something that's so simple that if she asked, they would have gave her one. But we're gonna still have brothers and some sisters tell us that this behavior isn't normalized. And the messed up, the messed up part about it is that behavior in the wrong environment would have got her killed. The lovely Miss Jackie. How you doing? And I'm just saying to myself, like, once upon a time, we had so much dignity in our community. And I mean, our women used to be so damn elegant that diamonds and gold could not even compare to them. Think about it. We used to admire Felicia Rashad in the 80s. You didn't see her in scantily dressed outfits. She could be fully clothed with all her scarves, her long dresses, her her pants, whatever she wore, she just looked elegant in it. She made a long sleeve shirt and a pair of jeans and some tennis shoes look as elegant as you're meeting Queen Elizabeth in England. Till come around 40 years later, 35, 40 years later, the most vaunted females we have are Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion, and I do believe where the women go, the culture will follow because you're the teachers of culture. And I'm looking at this lady on the plane and I'm like, I just wanted to go inside that screen and be like, motherfucker, you don't, you don't, you didn't know 9/11 happened and it changed the game? That could have been considered the shit you were doing could have been considered an act of terrorism. Okay. And then you cussing and carrying on and fighting with the staff and the air marshals. Everybody loves Sade, but we all admired Felicia. It's and it's like, whoever's that bot, can somebody get rid of that bot? I don't know why these dumbass things come up there. But what's strange is that looking at it, and like BJ said, if I can't get on, nobody's gonna get on type attitude. Smoking that LFD, the cigar of the day, by the way. And I'm looking at it, and I'm saying a very elegant woman would have diffused that situation so quickly that it's not. Shout out the reigning woman. When the general and I first met in these YouTube streets, we were arguing, barking down each other's throat. You got two army guys, you get that shit from time to time. It happens. Reigning woman just said, Charles, how you doing? I'm fine, Rain. I'm Rain, and this is the general. And she went to the general. Hi, how you doing? How you doing, Rain? I'm Rain. This is Charles. How you doing, Charles? And we've been good ever since. That's what an elegant woman. She didn't emasculate us. She didn't castrate us. She just used her elegance to calm down and diffuse the situation. See, unlike a lot of people, I can give you examples in these YouTube streets of very elegant women. I brag on the Shondas, the Toyas, the Kareems, the Char Willies, even though sometimes, classic Ruby get on my nerves, but even the classic Rubies. It's a love relationship with me and classic. We just get on each other's nerves and debate. It's all love and fun. But what's sad about that is that she was so in her masculine energy that you could hear her voice and the cords in her throat just contort. Get off me. Get off me. It's like she was possessed by several demons or something. And I've seen this behavior before on the street where you have a chick who's upset and she knocks down all the merchandise because she didn't have her way. And this is dangerous because people like that will get you killed. And there was another video I've seen on Facebook and Instagram where it was a brother trying to calm down this chick. This chick decided to get out of her damn, pick up a bottle and smash it against somebody's car. And here comes the other chick pulling a pistol out of her pocket, letting off shots. I don't know if the female and the guy were hit. It's still going to be an aggravated assault, attempt murder by shooting or shooting at or shooting towards. And I'm like, women didn't used to go to like pack pistols. If you did see a woman carry pistols, she didn't carry it for herself. She carried it for a dude. But yet we have these disingenuous people who don't want to see the truth. There's something wrong. And BGS was right in this video. You got guys who are 300 pounds and 6'4" who will kowtow to that little 5'4", 120-pound woman. And I always tell women all the time, do not put yourself in a predicament where through you is the only way out. I'm going to go tell him off. I'm going to go fight him. What happens if men stop protecting you? And shout out to my co-host Tracy because we're going to have fun. And by the way, she's not a fan of Kevin Samuels. And we're going to talk about that Monday too. Check your local listings when I post it. But it gets to the point where it took something like a global pandemic to bring a lot of women back to their senses. You didn't have to tell Toya, Kareen, or Shonda, or other ladies who frequent our spaces. You didn't have to tell them, like, hey, they could just talk in their elegance, and guess what? The world will be on their feet. There's so much of a breath of fresh air. They could walk around any of our hoods and we get out their cars and make sure they're protected. I remember that time. And it wasn't about trying to get that woman's number, trying to sleep with her. It was because you knew that was a good lady and she deserved your protection. What the fuck happened to that? Like Frieza throwing tantrums by destroying Namek when he was losing to Super Saiyan Goku. Yeah, I'm going to destroy it all. I'm going to destroy it all. I guess you're going to get some white knights and some black knights. Coming to say that sister wasn't wrong. Damn right she was wrong. Think about it. If they would have had something loose or something that could be used as a weapon on that plane, she would have done it. You can't act like that on a goddamn flight. Them federal marshals will fuck your world up. And you don't know, and they're in plain clothes, so you don't know who's who. And the qualifications for a federal marshal, you got to get a 95 or better in the shooting. all that for a mask. Think about that. You already waited 24 hours to get on a flight. But all that for a mask. So many people nowadays are allowed to be so immature, so selfish, inconsiderate, and it's not even comical, man. You could have put a lot of people in jeopardy. What if she would have carried on with this shit or done something else while the plane was in the air or ready to take off? Right there going through the terminal. Think about that. And she's lucky, and I mean really lucky. The passengers on that flight didn't whoop her ass. Because after 9/11, people don't play that shit anymore. Most certainly do not. And all this, and see, this is the crazy part. I tell a lot of women, help me help you. If you want to put a better a better like on your shit, help me help you. Let's try to improve the image of our people. Let's try to do that. Instead, we want to fall back into these primitive ass arguments, this narcissism, this psychosis, and let that be our defining characteristics. It's like like I was telling Tracy. I said a lot of confusion starts at the home. What are these young men and young ladies being taught? When you don't get your way, you just fuck it all. Think about this. If that would have been a black man on that plane, there would have been some consequences and repercussions that you wouldn't even be able to comprehend. Brothers and sisters, we got to stop using dysfunctionality as the norm. We got to become people of substance once again. Don't forget to hit the Cash App, hit the super chat. You're just getting your boys' New Year's commentary. I've been on calls like that where a woman was, I fight the police, I fight men. The results of her actions, she wasn't happy with them because last time I checked, my handcuffs were equal opportunity, man, woman, and child, if necessary. You fought for equality, so now you get to get equal consequences and punishment. Sucks, doesn't it? There's no reason on God's green earth That type of behavior should persist. None. You shouldn't be so damn wrapped up in your emotions. You're either trying to fight on a plane or bust a bottle against somebody's car, just like the lady in the car was wrong for shooting at the chick. Is it just me or the women are starting to become more violent and the men are starting to become more docile? Is it just me? I don't remember chicks carrying guns like that, like I said earlier, unless they were holding it for their man. But they're the ones going out choosing violence and in shock when violence is among them. I had chicks who, as soon as they get mad, they want to call the police, but they scratched up and cut and hit the guy or another female. And as soon as you put handcuffs on her, she's shocked. Well, what you doing? What are you doing? Taking you to central bookings. Oh, I didn't do anything. Yes, you did. You got blood on your hands and it's not yours. You have no open wounds. You're not hit. That person is. Huh? This has to stop. You're gonna get yourselves killed. And it's amazing how it took a global pandemic for women to understand this one rule. You need men. Hell, really, you need us more than we need you. I've always said this before. Shout out to Chaos Ray when he put the mixtape out, Volume 4. I asked this question or Shannon Rawls show. What would happen if men stopped working? This planet would come to a screeching halt. Yet, you're supposed to be an equal, but when equal punishment is thrust upon you, you can't take it on your chin. When equal criticism, the same way we would criticize a man, we would give to a woman, there's always some simp or some lady coming up there to say, well, he didn't. Well, you got to look out for the sister. She was stressed. Would you say the same thing if that was a guy? No, you wouldn't. Dangerous shit. Dangerous. It's not cute. We think this behavior is cute. This is downright dangerous. It's like when women date or marry abusive men. They'll look for all these reasons. Oh, he's making all this money. But the first time he shows you your hand and you don't leave, guess what? You like it. Don't tell me you stand for the kids. Don't tell me you stand. No, you like it. That's the same thing if I get with a guy who's with a ratchet chick. The first time she shows you being ratchet and you stay, you like it. Hmm. 14-year-old boy, huh, James? It's a damn shame, man. Goddamn shame. Sub the art man, art new style TV. Woo! Gotta do this for art real quick. But I'm just looking at this and I'm like, you want to show an entire ass on an airplane of all places. You know they're gonna give you federal charges. People are gonna make the example out of your ass because people are getting tired of your shit. I tell some people like, look, you don't want to be the example. You don't want to be the first one to try their bluff because they will do everything in their power to humiliate and embarrass you. It's better to be in the devil's side than in his way. Don't be in the devil's path when he's coming there tearing through asunder. Jaquan, what's up? And I'm also, when I was leaving the radio and TV station, you know, nice little booth, got the TV monitors in the back, speakers, the microphones, real professional joint. Black owned business too. And I'm leaving and I'm in my truck. I'm listening to Kevin when he's sitting down with the ladies, the young ladies. Now, one lady's above the age of 30, probably not one age, probably a couple of them not above the age of 27. And Kevin asked this interesting question: how do you see black men? What good do black men do that doesn't pertain to women? And one chick said, well, black men are great. He says, yes, there are, well, not black men, but men, period. But men are great. Okay, please describe how they're great. And what was mind numbing is that she said football, cutting hair, and leadership. Well, leading other men, why do you care about his leadership if you're not trying to follow his lead? Hmm. Think of that. They only think of you in two ways, as he said, and I quote. Matter of fact, let me back up to give it more context to what he's saying. He says, when you were a little girl developing, what did your mom and your grandmothers and your fathers and your uncles told you? Stay away from them boys because they're, and stay away from older men because they're trying to get what's in between your drawers, between your legs. So they're first taught to fear you, not to like you, and even get rewarded and praised if they disrespect you, more so if it's public. And then when you really come into your sexual maturity, you utilize it to get resources out of men, not doing anything but just giving him the possibility, the subconscious thought of sex. Think about that. Just the possibility of sex is enough. So we're either something to be feared or something to be used, like a carpenter uses a tool. And I'm listening to these young ladies, Where were you taught? Where were you taught? It's going to be incredibly hard to find a good husband or a good man if you fear him and you just look at him as a utility. Because anything you fear, guess what? You're going to start to hate. X-Men, anyone? I'm just going to say this again. Anything you fear, eventually you're going to hate. Of course, BMT. And the saddest part about it, they're being incentivized not to even be loyal. How can I build strong families if you're not even loyal to me? And I'm listening to these ladies speak about men in such trivial ways. And I'm pretty sure all the women there were attractive because the little bits and pieces you could see of them, they weren't bad looking women. But these are women who, one, because of their beauty, they have access to men that a lot of women don't. So, would an average woman appreciate an average man? No, no, she would not. Even when Kevin broke it down to say, how many guys in your age group make $100,000? He says it's so rare that it's almost not worth looking. You know, I've said this all the time about dudes. It is it is so much easier to win an argument just being someone who just loves confusion than to rather sit down and talk and actually get to know someone, actually see the other person's point of view. It's so much easier to go out there and spread your disingenuous, not listening with just severe contempt attitude to a person, in particularly a man, more precise a black man. None of them will work with you, hardly. But it goes by, what good are you to me? Well, see, the reverent respect of a father is like the fear of God, which is really interpreted from Hebrew scriptures, the respect of God. Because in quite quite frankly, your father is your God. If he does not inseminate his semen, his sperm into a woman, you're not born. You're not even conceived. If your father does not go out there to make money and feed you all, take care, protect that woman while she's at her most vulnerable as being pregnant, generation dies. It's gonna have to be something that's a massive breakdown of information, knowledge, and some more shit. Love, kindness, understanding. Or we might as well just hang up the towel and say, match is over. I've been on countless panels asking people, do you want this community to still go? Or are we just in love with mediocrity? And what was the other video of Kevin's where the one chick had to admit that she was difficult to deal with? Why must you be difficult? Why? What the hell does it benefit you being difficult to the guy that you said you love? What benefits you? I've always said this to many of females, man. Y'all will give a knuckle-headed nigga more chances than a guy who got his shit together. If a guy who got his shit together or have some type of idea or plan that's actually pretty sound, y'all don't give them the same chances you give failures. You don't give them the same chances as you give fuck ups. You know why? Because you're too busy trying to build with a motherfucker who don't even have a set of Legos. You want to? Is it because you want to make him into the man you want him to be, or to throw it in his face? I'll wait. And this isn't even hatred, because I think later tonight I'm going to talk about the failures of what the black man has done in the community. The greatest failure that black men in the community has ever committed was to believe that black women truly had our backs. Should I say it again for the viewers, for the subscribers? Should I say it again for the Negroes in the back with the paper airplanes, the spitballs, and the "Do you like me? Yes, no, maybe so." That is the biggest folly that I think we committed. That you literally could work with us. I say this all the time. I wish we could clone a toy, Shonda. Even shout out to my boy Ali. I wish we could clone his woman. Good damn women. I wish we could clone. And I would, if I could clone these type of women, I would cure all the ailments of the black community literally overnight. But unfortunately, I have no such capabilities. I'm going to tell you the biggest folly that black men committed was believing that black women had our backs. We believed that you were going to teach our children well. We believed that you were not going to send us downtown when we had an argument. We believed that you were going to put the family, us, the babies, the house, the community in your best interest. And that's our fault. We got to eat that L. We have to eat that L. That is the biggest fucking L that black men have to carry. And it's our fault. There's no one to blame but fucking us. A lot of people are afraid to say that. A lot of people, are afraid to say that. Oh yeah, clone Shahrazad Ali, please, good God. She should be protected at all costs. She should be treated as a national treasure and protected at all costs. And this is a hatred. I want to clear that up for anybody, any detractor, because guess what? If a detractor's up here and they want to get up on the panel, please let me know. And I'm going to introduce you to why this isn't hatred. This is just reality. You don't know how many brothers I know personally from YouTube or growing up with them or working with them who I'm on the phone with them and they're going through some type of fucking turmoil with their ex-wives, their children's mothers, not because they're trying to righteously get this man to do what he says, just to put him through living hell, just to put his ass in a lake of fire, just to give him internal torment until he dies of stress from an early death. I've never seen a creature so hell bent on getting you fired, but then looking at you and say, "Where's my child support? You stupid motherfucker. You fucked up the church's money." At least give me a woman that has the best interest of the money. At least give me a woman that says, "You know what, Charles? I don't give a fuck what you say. You're going to take that $200,000 job and I'm going to make sure you keep it. Even if I'm fucking can't stand you, at least I know we're going to benefit and our children are going to prosper." That's a fucking woman. That's a support system. That's somebody that you can at least let you have generational wealth. Not somebody who's going to go down to some goddamn court, get a fraction of what the fuck you're going to offer her and the kids, and then think she's winning. The hoes ain't winning. It's mediocrity that's winning. I'm going to say it again for the niggas in the back that didn't hear me. The hoes ain't winning. Mediocrity's winning. Somebody just called me, but guess what? I'm going to say it again. The hoes ain't winning. Mediocrity's winning. You don't know how many women give so many chances to mediocre niggas. You don't know how many niggas listen to mediocre women. But guys in my circle, you're one and done. And they'll make every fucking excuse. "Well, this guy's crazy, but he finds your pussy every so few months." They want you to jump through fiery hoops like a goddamn dog in a circus. But all this nigga need to do was just get a few drinks and go to a fight and go to a so-called party, and he got the pussy right away. And then when you ask them, just out of sheer curiosity, why? If this person's that bad, "Well, they changed into the person they were before." Get the fuck out of here. I'd rather respect you to say that's what you like. And I'm going to tell you this. A lot of people are going to be mad at me today. Let's get the likes up, hit the cash app, hit the super chat. That's going to be a good one today. I'm going to say this. That's going to piss off a lot of people. Since We're in this shit together. We need to start doing something that really, really puts it down. We're gonna have to start. We're gonna have to start doing something different. We're gonna have to say, hey, we're going to go Dutch for dates. We're gonna have to do something out of the norm, out of the norm. So you prove to me that you're worth my hard-earned money and my hard-earned time. You pay for your food, I pay for mine. I'm sorry, you can't go by these archaic, traditional ways that benefit you not. Does she offer to cook food? Does she offer to take you out? Well, that's not very manly. Like I said before, if I start one up tonight, I'm going to ask, what does it mean to be a modern man? What does it mean to be a modern man? You don't have the fear of God in him. You jump up in his face anytime. So what's the point of being manly if I can't express it? As soon as I want to be the leader and look out for the best interests of the family, here you come trying to stifle all the growth. Here you come turning your back on me, calling the cops on me, lying. Go in front of those damn courts and said I never done a damn thing for your child, for for our child. And amazingly, it still happens today. No accountability, no nothing. I talk to females almost every day. Very intelligent females at that. And when I explain to them, like, look, love and all that other good shit makes females really, really blinded. Shout out to Foxtrot in the background, the police helicopter. You gotta understand love in the first thing. Love is a very suggestive emotion. It's very subjective. See, when you're mad at something or you're focused on something, you become objective. You look at it for what it is and not what you want it to be. And you fall into the trap. You fall into these traps. And the brutal part about it is this. A lot of us don't even know we're trapped until it's too late. A lot of us don't even have the defense to put up. We don't even have the backing. We don't have the fortification to make sure we don't lose everything. Maybe that's part of the education of being a yellow belly coward or something. I don't know. You're being taught to be a coward. How can you say that, Austin Falker? Easy. Anytime your mothers and grandmothers and sisters and aunts teach young boys to nerf their masculinity, they're basically teaching you to be a coward. But yet, when they get mad, they get to pull their dicks out. And by the way, it's kind of funny that we call women like that hyenas and maggles because female hyenas got a false penis biologically. I think that's so ironic and right on, and actually it's spot on. Even more ironic because hyenas have spots. Oh, oh, Sheila. How you doing, Sheila? Don't forget, moderators, when y'all see that Russian shit come up, please hide that from the channel. Don't even time it out. Just get rid of it. It is kind of, when you really think about it, it is kind of brilliant that we call them hyenas because a hyena is a very matriarchal, gynocratic, actually, society. How do you ask? Because the highest ranking male in a hyena society still ranks below the lowest ranking female. Does that sound familiar? I'll say it again if you don't believe me. The highest ranking male still ranks below the lowest ranking female in the society of hyenas. And Happy New Year to you as well, Sheila. It's incredible that we in this manosphere came up with that. And when you look at hyena society, it truly is a gynocracy. Have you ever noticed that all the women we brag on this space, what do they have in common? When you see their pictures, they're smiling. When you see some of their pictures, Kim Coleman, she got a picture with her and her husband, and she's smiling and he's smiling, happy as hell. And notice they have men, long-term relationships, if not marriage. See, I don't have to talk about those women. You know why? Because those women are doing everything correctly. We don't have to be disingenuous. That's why some of them call me and to be like, hey, what's going on? And they have to ask me things or I have to ask information from them. They have no problem being with a man long term. They're doing everything that's being asked from men. And you know what they get? They get it, they get the world. Sup, Alonzo? It's almost shocking how we have brilliant examples of what women should be, but you still got Johnny come lately saying that we hate women. Told you. If I ever get the money and the intelligence to build a cloning machine, you being warned. Ever, thank you for the $10 super chat. Leave it up there. Let people know you supported the show. And it's crazy because I had to have a talk with some men. And if you ever look at men, they don't, especially black men, we don't ask for too much. I always joke and tell people like I gotta question black men's beauty standards, but that's for another conversation. But we don't ask for much. If you got a group of men that would date a 300-pound woman and you're a fit woman, there's no freaking reason why you can't get them. And we're not talking about men that can't pay bills, men that aren't trustworthy. These there's a lot of guys out there who all you got to do is show some femininity, keep yourself in decent shape, smile, cooperation, submission. We don't we never ask you to go to Stanford, Harvard, or Oxford. Those are the things you put upon yourselves. I'm wondering, are the ladies ready to listen to what the men gotta say? Because even when I look at Kevin's channel, they still come with the same bullshit. Do you really want men, or do you just want somebody who kisses your ass? But black women can't keep up with our sex drives. That's a lie. Hey, what's up, MMA fan? Long time no see. I'm thinking about the future. I'm thinking about, look, people may say well, you might be growing soft. I'm not growing soft. I think it's very scary to see single women out there. That shit scares the fuck out of me. There's no protector in the house. Usually there's no discipline in the house. There's no structure. You got to work yourself to the bone. And where's the fatherly presence? Where's the manly presence? A lot of us get these damn sons, and you're not even teaching them to be a warrior. You're teaching them to be a quitter. You're not teaching them the truth. Because when they reach a certain age, see, you got to understand for us, Cal Rittenhouse at 17, 16 years old was still a little boy in the United States. At 14 years old, 13, 10 years old, you're looked at as a grown ass man, as a black boy. You don't believe me? Go look at the statistics. Go look at the psychological profiles people give. When they when you show them a picture of a black boy, they'll say he's 6'5", 200 pounds. His strength is inhuman. You think you're reading a comic book. And the boy's probably 5'4". We don't get the satisfaction of being young men. We don't get the age of adolescence, aka boys will be boys. I dare anybody challenge me on that shit. You've seen it on Art New Styles panels and other panels in this place where they'll champion They'll champion Rittenhouse, but they're silent about Aubrey. Or even worse, and I'm looking at you, Brandon Tatum, try to say, well, the guys who shot Aubrey, well, they weren't really wrong. Come on. Demand enough. We don't even ask, Meech. We don't even ask. You got women on this man's panel sitting there and can't even think of three great things about men, except football, cutting hair, and leading other men. The fuck? It's no different when I was on 10-4 Elite's channel and that one chick tried to tell me she didn't get help as a female police officer in 23 years of law enforcement. That's fucking impossible. Fucking impossible. Even I had to call for backup. And last time I checked, backup is help. And you can't drive these streets without getting a flat tire. And you're going to tell me you changed it? One of my homegirls in the department, who's a sergeant now, I'm going down to my house to use the restroom to get something to eat real quick. Her and this white officer were baffled trying to get the lug nuts off the damn tire. She literally said out of her mouth when I stopped to see what they're doing, "Thank you, God." Not only did I have the physical strength to loosen those lug nuts, but I also had the wherewithal to say, hey, make sure you got a goddamn spare. If not, take my spare and you go replace mine. But this is hatred, right? This is hatred. Instead of actually speaking about reality, empowerment, and betterment, I've noticed some things. If I was beefing with a certain YouTube creator, we'll be up 150. Think about it. A lot of us need to actually make an effort to support shows who are growing, who are not afraid to ask the tough questions, who are not afraid to answer the tough questions, to ask the tough questions and to give the tougher answers. We can't come out here with this preconceived notion shit anymore. The manosphere been here too long. We've debunked too many narratives for us to still be in a plot of ignorance. 2022 is a year of action, not words. That's another thing men, not just men, but black men got away with. Actions and not just words. If you give me your word, you give me your goddamn actions too. I don't mind talking about a goddamn gynocracy, but I'm damn sure going to talk about the answer to go against it. I don't mind talking about the follies of black men, but I'm going to give you an answer to fucking correct it. Last year, I promised you solutions based, and we came up with solutions. This year, we're just giving out the answers and putting in the boots on ground. Paratroopers coming out the sky, the fucking Marines coming out the fucking water, and we're just putting boots on ground. The troops coming out from the helicopters, and we're putting boots on ground. God honest work. Shout out to Dr. Dunbar, Dr. Goodbar. I got to do it for Dr. Dunbar right here, man. You know what I got to play. He's Tiger to my Panther. Woo! Oh, is it not coming up? Let me see. I'm on the wrong one. Here we go. There's Dr. Dunbar. There's me. Woo! Shout out to the good doc. How you been, doc? I gotta look out for the local listings for when I link up with Dr. Dunbar this week when we talk about the sport of wrestling. So if anybody's curious about the sport of wrestling, if they want to put their boys in wrestling, and it's a good time to put your girls in wrestling because a lot of colleges and high schools are starting a girls league, come holler at your boy Dr. Dunbar, support his channel as well, and we're going to talk to you about the ins and outs, the training, the pros, the cons, and how in the last 10 years, the number one wrestlers in the world were black. Have at thee. Once again, another channel about solutions based. See, I'm the guy who tells women, you can't use that ignorance anymore, that ignorance card once somebody tells you, once somebody informs you. Same thing I tell men, you can't say, oh, I wasn't raised in a gynocracy. Nigga, we got proof. Dr. Kenneth Clark said it. Dr. W.B. Du Bois said it. Monahan said it. And the list goes on and on and on. Why are you being so disingenuous? Thank you. See, the problem what I get is that once you acknowledge the adversary, what are you going to do about it? Once you acknowledge the obstacle, are you going to dig under it? Are you going to fly over it? Or are you going to go right through it? Once we understand the issue of only 10% of black boys reading on grade level when they reach the 8th grade, what are we going to do about it? Are we going to go down and raise some hell at the school board, the Board of Education? Are we going to get our picket signs and protest that we need our black boys in STEM? Are we going to get at least 100, 200 black men in these major cities at the same damn time on Zulu time, as we say in the military, and boycott and picket each one of the school boards and say, give us back our black boy schools? Are the moms and the ladies going to support the men? Because guess what? A lot of y'all have daughters, nieces, granddaughters. Wouldn't you want them to be with some capable men that can move the society forward? Wouldn't you want to be with that? Wouldn't you want to be solutions based? Oh, shoot. Shout out to Kareem. Speaking of one of my lovely ladies, shout out to Kareem for the super chat, for the Cash App support. Hey, girl, keep doing that. You're going to get flown to Baltimore. But why can't we have the mothers, even if you don't even have a son, a nephew, a grandson, or male cousins? Wouldn't you want your younger children, your granddaughters, your daughters, your female cousins to have suitable men? Wouldn't you want to just sacrifice yourself to say, look, I couldn't find a suitable man, but I'll be damned you go without one? I'm going to say this. Whatever happened, it takes a village. Oh, I know what happened. We bought into individualism. We bought into if you tighten your bootstraps up, how the fuck can I tie my shoes when I'm barefoot? Riddle me that, Batman. Riddle me that. And shout out to Mr. Austin too for supporting. My man Dari said, sadly, many people aren't built to solve and act. Only one complain with a handout. Proof is in the numbers, of course. Sheila E. Dun, 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 stated, so true. Oh yeah, Dr. Peoples. People want you to alpha your way through something. How the fuck can I alpha through something that I don't even know my opposition? How can I? I'm glad you said that because you make a great statement. We're told to alpha our way out of something that no man in this country has ever done. Great men are not born, they're cultivated and they're made. I'm going to say it again for the Negroes in the back that didn't hear me. Great men are not born, they're cultivated and made. They're refined like steel and carbon. You know, when those knights in medieval times in feudal Japan, which happened simultaneously, when they both discovered steel work and they had to put that sword through the heat to take all the impurities out and fold it and bend it and fold it and bend and just take out all those impurities. Where, the perfect sword is a sword where the outer shell is strong, but the blade is flexible. And sometimes you have it in reverse, where the sword is flexible, but the blade is. You want a blade that can always take a little bit of damage, that can endure, and you can easy to put a sharp point on it again. And see, when we get into this alpha thing, how the hell are we gonna alpha our way if we're not refined? We want to put all the burden on the men coming out the womb, but we don't want to give them the culture that supports them. We have a culture that takes advantage of them, yes, but we don't have a culture that takes care of them, that gives them the nutrients they need, that gives them the education they have to have. Cultivation of black boys should be compulsory. You're right, a free for all. It is a damn free for all. The black community has become the Royal Rumble. And this is another thing we ought to do in mass. We're going to have to, on Zulu time, we're going to have to do some things. And shout out to the Black Sky Ranger. Woo! His Cash App support. We're going to have to, we're going to have to in mass hold our politicians accountable. Because I'm gonna say it again. I said it once, but I'm gonna say it again officially. We're gonna have to start a patriarchal party, black male party, a patriarch party. That's what you call a double P, the patriarch party. We're gonna have to start some organizations. We're gonna have to start a chapter. We'll think of a name to call our patriarch party. We're gonna have chapters in Baltimore, D.C., Raleigh, Miami, Detroit, Wisconsin, L.A., Sacramento, wherever. Chicago, like hell, New York, Pittsburgh, Philly, Atlantic City, all over this country. We're gonna have to start chapters. Don't make me get a LLC if we start a chapters of a patriarch party where we hold each other accountable, where we give each other support. Memphis, Alonzo Hall said, we have to be forged in fire, and sadly, there are more men willing to talk and less men like you whom are willing to take the heat and and be Smiths. Well, you have to. You have to. And, reminds me of this Baptist preacher. He said, you know why God puts you through a little something? Because it makes you seasoned. You ever see that steak and you let it sit there and marinate, and you put a little season, you put a little Worcestershire sauce, little steak sauce, little chili peppers in it. You get your own mix. You leave it in a Ziploc bag for about 24 to 48 hours. And you put your steaks in there. You let it absorb. You let it become seasoned. And it's the best tasted thing. You put it on a grill and it sizzles. Mm, mm. You put it on direct heat for a few minutes, flip it a few minutes, and then you put it on off direct heat. So you keep the juices and it's seasoned to perfection. That's what black men need to stop being afraid of, is becoming a seasoned male. Hold on. I'm starting to wonder that if people get my are getting my feeds from YouTube when I'm going live, because everybody calls me. It's all love. But that's what you need to stop being afraid of, is being a seasoned male. Go out there and experience the world. Go out there and get your training. See, back in the day, we used to have mothers that encouraged their boys to travel, encouraged their boys to run the streets. You know why? Because you had to learn how to fend for yourself and the family. Now we got the women doing the complete opposite, where they're making the girls more seasoned and the boys more docile. That's why you see the girls ready to fight but can't cook. And you see the boys scared for their lives, but they can do all the household chores. Certain things we're going to have to ask. We're going to have to demand, bring back our seasoned men. Bring back our Boy Scouts the way we see fit. I'm going to tell you, as a wrestling coach, did I have gay wrestlers? Yes, I did. And you know what I told them? I don't care what your sexual preference is. You're going to be a man first. Everything else you want to do, that's on your time. Win, lose, or draw, they went out there like men. I'm tired of seeing young black boys at the age of 18 never change a tire on their bike or on a car. Jay Bones, what's up? Shout out to Jay Bones with the super sticker. Dollar make it holla, baby. See, I like talking about becoming a seasoned man. Why do you think when you go to companies like Academy, which is the old Blackwater, triple canopy, and you want to do security forces in Iraq, make it six figures? What's the first thing they ask? Are you seasoned? Like, have you been on a deployment? How many years have you been in law enforcement, military, or security forces? Are you seasoned? Dari said, nothing new under the sun. These times were predicted a long time ago by those before us. Everybody isn't meant to make it. You can lead a horse to water. As George Duke said, I can lead you to the water, and I'm going to still make you drink. But we have to be okay. And see, this is the part, Dari, and people and listening, is that we have to be cool and understanding that everybody ain't going to be with us. Oh, you don't want to be successful? I'm not going to pull you by the throat. I remember it was this one kid when I was in high school. He had a body odor. I mean, total BO. Never liked to wash. Had him a washcloth towel with bar soap. Either you wash your ass and I put your clothes in the wash machine and clean them, or we can't hang around you anymore because that's a reflection on us. See, in the black community, we shouldn't be afraid to excommunicate motherfuckers. You don't mean us well. You make us look bad. You're excommunicated. I'm gonna start producing hats that says "Make shame great again." Because when you could shame a fucking person, that held everybody accountable. Actually, I do know of a few. I do know of a few actually. Five deployments. Peoples Hernandez, Dr. Peoples Hernandez. What branch of service? Carl Bentley. Woo! See, it's all about being that seasoned man. A man should know how to pick his favorite liquor. That liquor and that cigar combination says a lot about you. It says how refined are you to find something that speaks to your soul. Can you tell me about the notes, the flavors? Just like a cologne. Every man should have three signature colognes. Every man should have a signature suit. He should know the difference between bros and Oxfords. He should know how to tie a tie. As a matter of fact, a refined man can tie a necktie into a bow tie. He should know how to speak his way in and out of a fight. He should know how to give a good toast. He should be he should be fast to think, slow to act. Think about every possible situation. This is the reason why I'm a proponent of boys going to the military, both enlisted and officer. Learn how to plan. Learn how to be the leader of men. Learn how to be the leader of women. Because when you can lead men, You're smart enough to be like, if this chick doesn't follow me, it's something about you, not me. Well, Dr. Peoples, thank you for your service. It's funny because when you hear Dr. Peoples Hernandez speak, when he talked about the season, 5 deployments, that's a lot. That's seasoning. That's seasoning. That means there's not much that man hasn't seen in the military. When you spend 20 or 20 plus years, hell, when you do 10 years in the military, there ain't much you haven't seen. Not a thing. Austin Faulkner did about what? 10 years military, 15 police. This is why a guy who's not even 40 yet can tell you so much because he's seen so much. I'm seasoned and I'm still learning. That's scary. When you put yourself on a pedestal, when you put yourself accountable, anybody who wants to work out, you get yourself a couple of 99-cent composite notebooks and you split the paper in half. Actually, you make a cross directly in the middle. You put your workout for day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4. And you got 3 days to recover. And you do it on the back of that paper because we don't waste. And you reverse all the workouts you've done on that paper. And you do it again until you fill that motherfucker out. It's called accountability. Too many of us escape it. Why? Because we're told and we're given so many distractions. We're given so many distractions on not to be great. I don't know why you working out. Maybe because I want to be healthier. I want to live longer. Maybe. Maybe I want to improve upon my body. No, I'm Army, dude. My dad is Marine Corps. See, my great grandfather was Army in World War II. My grandfather was Army in Korean conflict. My father was the Marine in Vietnam, and I'm the soldier during the Iraqi Operation Iraqi Freedom. Oh yeah, you're right, Trey Bentley. Charles Bentley. Guess what? You gotta be that well-seasoned man. And for a lot of the young guys, you know what makes a woman attracted to you is when you're cultured. When you can teach her something that she does not understand or know. You gotta be seasoned. And Dari said the God accuracy will come after you, Charles, with broken, rusty handcuffs. Careful with all this intelligence and masculinity you speak of. Shout out to Charles Smith. Please check out The YouTube clip from The Eagle has landed, entitled Sacrifice Seed. Please watch it all. Black men need to see it. And also, thank you, Ian Williams. Hip hip and cheerio and golden good stuff. You gotta talk about the masculinity you want to see. You gotta be your brother's keeper. I challenge every black man listening today. Pick one kid that's not your son or your nephew to mentor. Yes, you should mentor your son and your nephew, but also along with one kid, one male. I challenge you to do that at least for 6 months. If the kid doesn't want to listen, hey, you tried. But I want black men to try that. Just like I'm a challenge the black women. Pick one black girl that's not related to you to mentor. How many times have you heard of a content creator put that type of challenge out? I'll wait. I'll wait. But I forgot. We don't build anything in this community. The manosphere hates women. How the hell do we hate women if I ask women to make better women? Teach these young girls to be elegant. That's what we got. We got everybody's favorite Texan, the mother trucker. I got to get a gif up there for AL. Get the Yosemite Sam. The rootness, trueness, goddamn rootness. Everybody's favorite mother trucker, AL Evans. How you doing, good buddy? Tell your daughter I said hello, love. Hopefully she's doing well. Hopefully she ain't killing your pockets too much either. But then again, she's your baby girl, so she's worth it. She's worth it, so don't worry. She's worth it. My man Mike said, what did he say? I'm challenging my 2022. I'm challenging myself. I'm going to learn a new language. I'm going to read more. I'm going to get my credit score up. I'm going to get right. I'm going to go get my passport. I'm going to work out more. I'm going to bench 275. That's what I'm talking about, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Be men of character. Be men of goals. Tell her Uncle Charles said hello, dearie. Whoa! Tell her Uncle Charles said what's up. We praying for her. Hopefully she goes to a nice college or military or both. It's amazing how it's going to take us as an entire community. We're not just, I keep forgetting that my channel is not just national, but it's actually international from people from England, you know, Sweden, other places, Africa. Like it's, you never know who you touch. That's why I'm grateful for the select few. Like you all give me the motivation to keep speaking this shit. Somebody needs to say it. Like, hey, if we don't keep keep ourselves accountable and actually create a standard for masculinity, masculinity is going to die out, especially black masculinity, which is the most unique. And the shamefulness of it is that if I could teach black women everywhere to be the battery in a black man's back, to be the wings to his flight, you will benefit so much. You will benefit so much. I'm going to challenge everybody. I'm going to challenge your fitness. I'm going to challenge your intellect. 2022 is going to be the year for you, for me and you. I'm putting that on a t-shirt, by the way. But we're going to have to hold each other accountable and keep these goals. Because guess what? Your boy's not going to just be doing YouTube. He's going to be trying to own his own security firm. He's going to be trying to have a hit radio show that's going to go between Baltimore and Ghana. That's going to ask, just like in the show, tough questions. That's going to ask. That's going to ask, hey, you need me just like I need you. Because when I go back into the house, I got about 3 to 4 sets of 10 I got to do on the bar, on the bench press, and I got about 4 to 5 sets on the curl bar, on the easy bar. Then tomorrow I got to work on shoulders and back. Then after that, we working the legs, baby. Because consistently, I'm going to look for training that's going to improve me all in my endeavors. I'm going to go back. I'm going to go qualify for the rifleman again. I'm going to say this, and this is going to be part of my t-shirt collection. So look out for it this year. Get your body right. Get your mind right. Get your money right. Get your soul right. And everything will be what? All right. Woo! You know, it reminds me of that Bible verse, when God is for us, who can stand against us? But I don't believe in God. Okay. When I went looking for God, I found myself. But when I look for myself, I found God. Hmm. If you don't believe in yourself, how can you believe in God and not believe in yourself? Make that make sense. Right. Well, a lot of things on my reading list is going to be some survival stuff, but I'm going to put a book list out there and I'll let you know, because I'm going to revamp a lot of stuff, and a lot of my books in storage. So I got a couple of books. I'll put them in my community chat to let you know. The fun things we should have is the militaristic shit, the survival shit. If you don't have that, sorry for you. So look out for my community chat when I put the books out. Hold on. I'm back. But trust me, I think like black men should just learn how to do the survival. We should also read books of leadership because, believe it or not, I had a lot of people's houses that I went into as an officer, and they gave me some really good books, and I'm gonna fucking read the fuck out of them because now I got nothing but time. And I'm gonna tell you all, and I'm gonna really say this from the bottom of my heart. I don't care what you started or what you ended your year as. That does not mean that's where you're gonna end up. You are gonna become greater than anything. You are gonna become greater than what you can even perceive and comprehend. All you have to do is just give yourself one more day. Keep pursuing, keep running, run that damn good race. Get one more rep out of there. And then you notice yourself, even if you can't lift 100 pounds, put 95 on the bar. Rep that 95 out. Rep that 75 out. Hell, get to 75 if you can't do 100. Rep it out. Your goal, your mission is to become stronger and stronger and stronger. If you can do that, you got a winning recipe, my friend. If you can do that, you can conquer anything. Can't wait till you come out with that book, man. I need an autographed copy. Woo! More and more, we need to be, and I noticed this because of my mindset. Trust me, I'll let y'all know on something. I'm back, folks. Accidentally had some technical difficulties. But yeah, I'm gonna tell you a little bit about myself. There's times when I would get depressed and I had to fight depression sometimes. Had to fight a little bit of mental things going on in the head. But that's when you have to learn how to be strong and overcome shit. That's when you actually had to acknowledge that, hey, there might be a weakness there. There might be something I need to improve upon. There's no shame in admitting weakness. It's actually great strength if you think about it. You're a damn fool if you go out there thinking you're the strongest man in the world and you living by yourself. See, that's what that pull your bootstrap mentality has done to our people. Can you hear me, guys? Well, that's what happened with that bootstrap mentality. It led us to think, lean to our own understanding instead of saying, you know what? Hey, I'm okay. I'm dealing with some issues. It doesn't make me weaker. I just need to acknowledge that I'm having a moment of weakness, not dwelling there. Sometimes you're going to need your brother or sister to pick you back up. Sometimes you could do it yourself, but don't lean to yourself. If you're going through something that's heavy, you don't have to go through it by yourself. I want all the brothers and sisters listening to me right now. I think that a lot of us, for some odd reason, we try to carry on these burdens because in our culture, we don't think mental illness is something that we need to speak on. And foolishly, we believed everybody. Excuse me. I think foolishly, we leaned into our own understanding. And instead of actually saying that we're having moments of turmoil, moments of weakness, we should actually acknowledge those. You got to think about it. Even the strongest man in the world, Mike, is still just a man. All your vaunted strength, you still got to answer to something. It's a hell of a way to break down, man. And think about it. How many times we had a brother commit suicide in our manosphere because carrying on all that burden by yourself without having to talk. Yes, we're gonna start a network. Like I'm gonna tell you, a lot of us should have each other's emails. We should link up and network. Nothing wrong with that. It should be a community. We should be communal. Now, and the craziest thing about it, Trell, we were more communal during Jim Crow than we are now when we out of it. You We're more communal out of it. So when we have these challenges out here, we should not be facing shit alone. You should be literally as bold as a goddamn lion. And hopefully we'll make it out together on the other side. Even if you got a few scars and scratches on you, at least you're still living. And I think that's what it should boil down to. And I'm gonna let y'all go I'm gonna let y'all go. I might come back here tonight if I ain't got shit to do. But always, if you don't plan to fail, excuse me, always plan, because if you plan to fail, hey, that's on you. Woo! And we out.